It is that time again. You are in the no spin zone. Or has that been used?
Pretty sure that is a show that's been on TV for 30 years.
No, that sounds so fresh and unadulterated.
The guy who had the no spin zone has already been fired.
For what was Bill O'Reilly actually fired for?
I'm guessing sexual harassment because that's the theme in Fox News, but
I thought that was just part of the business culture.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. Yeah, I think of harassment.
I think we can still call this show Anderson Cooper 360 if you want to.
What about Anderson Cooper 3? That's a good name.
It has a ring, yeah.
You are here tonight live. No, not live. I mean recorded, but live for us. This is Anderson Cooper and Friends. No, this is the Thursday, the greatest weekly news show in the world, I have determined.
I think Anderson Cooper wants a spot on this show.
Well, the CNN has gone downhill, but it is still network. There is a little bit of pizzazz, that comes with being on network and whatnot. Don't get me wrong, YouTube. I would consider a network also.
I'll let Anderson on here but I don't think he should try to be so sexy when he's on this show.
That is Richard Sarvate to my right, ladies and gentlemen.
He should be more about the news.
Dr. Abby in the news wall. In the news wall. This is
in the wall.
We're still under lockdown. Pandemic is bad. Like the hospitals are full, so we are here to not only give you entertainment, give you insights, give you facts, give you a little piece of my insanity made sane, just for a moment. If we've, it's like the riddle within the never mind.
Labyrinth?
Yes, that's what it is.
At least someone understood.
Sure, we got somewhere. Now this is our weekly news show. Every Thursday, we bring you news from around the world, news that I think, or at least someone thinks, that gets overlooked, or it's worth your time for us to discuss and talk about. And, because of the pandemic, sometimes we have guests in the studio, but not lately because it has been lighter. Dr. Abby joins us every week, and we are oh so grateful every time for your presence. How are you doing, Doctor?
I'm on call, so I'm okay.
Well, thank you.
But
always
happy to be here.
So if you have to run out, if you just run out offset, we should assume
the worst.
The worst.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Entropy has been reversed for the entire world.
That's exactly it.
Someone may have found, something horrible and they need your assistance. I
mean, you'd probably hear some loud noises.
And would it be anything I could assist? Need any of my medical attention or any of my medical assistance? It wouldn't take a lot of it wouldn't be. I don't have a lot of attention to it, but I could give some assistance.
I'll take a consultation.
Although excellent. I hope the patient feels the same. And I hope the hospital is hiring.
You look sick.
Yeah, done. Done. Pack it in. More meds. Prescribe them.
Excellent.
All right.
I concur.
Oh, wait, hold on. We have Bob Ross. Let's get Bob Ross in the frame over here.
Yeah.
This is our newest addition.
Very
to the
calming.
studio.
Oh, that's very cute.
Yeah.
No, it's very nice. Yeah, well, I mean, you can't see it over my big head. No, this is a wonderful Bob Ross. You can't. I'm trying.
Focus doesn't.
Well, it's got to, this is a serious news show. Dr. Abby, what do you got?
Okay, so from the top, big story that's probably been across all major news headlines about the Russian intelligence hack of the U.S. government. Apparently, Russian hackers have been infiltrating multiple government departments for 6 to 8 months, I want to say. Homeland Security was one of the targets. Help me out here.
Yeah, not just Homeland Security.
That's what I'm saying. It was a bunch of things.
Well, they say, I believe the defense, not just the Defense Department, but 41 businesses they have isolated. 41 private sector businesses, non-government. They were detected by, this is what I find alarming. Now, the government people are trying to hack the government every day. Like, you have to understand that. Like, all the time, they're trying to fight outside forces from wherever. But when the attackers are government sponsored, like they say these are Russian hackers. When they're government sponsored, they're relentless. You know, when they have the actual tools and the power of the government, they will find holes in security. No matter how great a security system is, hackers will find a way.
What did they do, though? What did they...
They hacked into 41 businesses, and this was found by a third-party company called SolarWinds. Okay. And they found that, and this is how they got into it. They got into the updating section of this company's software. So when you would update the software, and this was a software that all kinds of government agencies use, that all kinds of private businesses use, and this company SolarWinds, a third-party company, found the hole in the hacking. And the thing is, though, I find this disturbing because it's been going on for so long, and the government never found it itself. I find that extremely disturbing because
they breached our security, but what did they do anything?
Well, they're still, I mean,
they don't know.
It's going to be years for them to determine what information has been stolen.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and this is like, I try to explain to people because they think, oh, just a president or somebody's going to destroy like our society, our government. No. It's not going to happen just like one giant event. It's going to be a systematic dismantling of our intelligence, of our security, and this kind of shit is really bad.
Well, I think that this, makes a point of how distracted our government is right now with what's going on, and opens up more holes.
Well, when people... There's only so much time in the day, and people can only allot so many resources to things. And this particular type of hacking is not only ultra sophisticated, it seems that they have been ramping up in the last few months on whatever they were doing. And I would obviously say that because they know, the government is currently weakened because of an election. You have all kinds of resources being allotted to keeping the election fair and safe and non-hacked, I suppose. And this kind of stuff, like, you have no idea how much information, how much intellectual property may have been stolen. Like, that our intellectual property is really that's what makes our country what it is the stuff that we create and the stuff that our brains produce. And when that just gets stolen, it is terrible. It is the systematic destruction of our society, and that is not an exaggeration.
Sounds a little over the top.
No, because you have no idea what intellectual property was stolen.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But what would they steal that would be that they could use to dismantle our government? You know what I mean? Like,
if they were,
you could argue that our society is already dismantling. I mean, look at all the disinformation that's being fed into half the country.
Well, if they got into the Department of Transportation, you could hack into the FAA, crash planes.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
Good example.
This is
you can steal money from the
bank. I mean, well, not only that, you say you because Microsoft is also one of the companies in charge of figuring out who and what's being hacked. And I don't know if the companies have been named, the 41 companies, but But say these companies are making software companies. And these Russians get in, or I believe these are Russians. They get into the software company. This company is a software, like it's an email system that the government uses. So they find a back door into the email system of the government or whatever company uses it, and all the information that you send is now open.
Yeah, if they get access to our emails, yeah.
Well, no, I'm just saying these are just quick.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Off the top of the dome, here's 10 ways they could fuck us in the ass. Yeah,
well,
okay.
no, like society.
Take notes, Russia.
No, absolutely. You could figure out the places where, I mean, a lot of this stuff is like ultra sensitive, but you could figure out where the internet routes through to crash the entire Wall Street could go down off a hack in a day, billions of dollars could just change hands.
Well, it's very interesting now with cybersecurity and like all these holes. Like we are on the brink of destruction. Like it's almost like the Cold War for nuclear weapons, but now it's Cold War of like stealing intelligence and stuff like that. And so, I mean, this is actually like a popular theory for why we haven't met aliens yet. It's because all societies destroy themselves when they get to be too smart. So,
well, the theory that has been explained to me is that if because we are so primitive, is that the extraterrestrials that I believe,
yeah,
they don't want nothing to do with us unless we can figure out how to get past what would be considered ego.
Well, exactly.
Which is
I see. Yeah,
I don't
because
see that happening.
Because that is the only way that you could be part of a larger.
That's actually true. Yeah,
community, and it's our human nature. Like we're kind of wired very poorly for international
collaboration. Yeah,
yeah, totally. We're just wired. Our brains aren't.
I would say men more than women.
Well, so space is filled with women.
Mm-hmm.
is what
we're going to take off and join the Galactic Federation.
That is what the Russians have.
I'd like to be the one guy that gets to go along with the women.
Yeah, I think I'll allow it. As the
great.
woman representative.
That's fine.
That's when I do great with women, is when they have no other options but me. I kill in that scenario.
I hope that whatever hacking was being done got caught, but this type of stuff, people, I just got to tell you, be careful in what emails you click on, because that is the easiest way right into your butthole.
Yeah. I mean, hospitals are very cautious about that. They send us traps now to call people out. So you could get an email, and if you click on it, it's like, we got you. Like, you need to pay more attention.
Wow.
Oh, my God. Oh, that's crazy.
Wow. See, this is why. Yeah, that's why. Don't click on crazy stuff. But this one was super sophisticated. This was backdooring and through an update. Like, that's how you get them.
Man, well, I just BitTorrented Tenet the other day, so I might already be
we
fucked.
should watch that.
I purchased it for $19.90 because it's $2.50. I'll get my $19 out of it.
Oh, well, let's watch it.
Well, I'll watch. I'm bringing the Roku stick, so I can. Yes.
Excellent.
All right.
Okay. Speaking of movies, so I don't know if you guys saw this movie Justice League a few years ago. It came out in 2017 with Ben Affleck as Batman.
I'm going to pull this on the screen.
Yeah, so apparently Zack Snyder was the original director, and then they changed to Joss Whedon, and it came out and was a big flop.
So Ben Affleck. I vaguely remember.
I did not see the movie.
Them being together.
Ben Affleck?
No. This film, I vaguely remember this being a thing. So then, what's happening now?
Hearing about it. So apparently, Zack Snyder made a raunchier R-rated version, and the one that came out is very different from his original vision. But he was booted off the project, and now people were campaigning to get his director's cut released, and it is now going to come out. I think it's like 4 hours, R-rated. Batman drops the F-bomb, and people are very excited. And it's supposed to be, it's part of the Warner Brothers HBO Max deal.
I'm glad you got some good information on the story, because at surface level, I was totally unfamiliar with what was going on here.
Well, I read it, so that's
No,
usually
I
a
mean,
good start.
That's why we have a professional newswoman like
I
yourself.
know how to read.
Okay, so you never saw this film,
I
Richard
didn't see it
Sarvate.
either, no.
Dr. Abby, did you
No.
see the film? No.
But I could be excited for Batman to be like, fuck you, Joker.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, nobody's got anything to do. We need this 4-hour opus.
And when is it supposed to come out?
Sometime in 2021. They want it to come out in theaters, but since everything on Warner Brothers is coming out on HBO Max, we will all have the opportunity to watch it from
Wow,
home.
so he was
prefer.
fired in the editing? What do you know when he was
I
fired?
don't know that. I can, if you give me a moment.
Sure. Now that's really fascinating, because he obviously got the movie shot the way he wanted, and
Well,
Warner.
he stepped down from the project.
Well,
They
I'm
don't
sure.
go
I'm sure the
into
forces
details
that be
why.
were probably just too much, and he's like,
his daughter died.
okay.
I think
The plot
this.
thickens.
Yeah. Yeah, his daughter had killed herself.
Ugh. Yeah, I wouldn't want to.
Wow,
And
so
so he couldn't finish it. And
And-
so, yeah.
and they just chopped
And
it up
they
and
They
made.
just had Whedon come on, and he just shot some more and slapped it together. That's so sad.
Wow.
Oh my God, dude.
Well, good for Zack Snyder getting his vision back out there after some well-warranted healing.
You know what?
Yes.
Roman Polanski made Chinatown after his wife was murdered by Charles Manson. I think you get your ass in the studio and keep finishing your film.
Roman Polanski. Say this again.
Roman Polanski made Chinatown, one of the best movies ever,
Yes.
after his wife was murdered by Charles Manson.
Yeah. I mean,
I just want to point out, Richard has only first watched Chinatown, I think, last week.
I had so much credibility
Yeah.
before that sentence.
wow. And, is this true? You just watched? This is why the reference is fresh?
Yeah.
Sorry, I could not help it.
I just sounded like an amazing
I was like,
library.
he's like, oh.
Yeah, I was actually.
You're the pamplemousse of the show.
I will take that title.
I had to really think about that, because I haven't seen Chinatown in so long. Like, the reference was so sharp. And that makes sense why it cut so deep. Now, you say Zack Snyder should have. I mean, but the thing is, once he steps down, it's totally out of his.
No, I know. I was just giving him a hard time, but you're right. He doesn't deserve it. His daughter did die.
Yeah,
and,
she killed. That's really sad.
Well, I know it's going to be interesting to see a darker version of that, because I'm sure Warner Brothers made it horrible. Because I vaguely remember a scene where it's raining on Ben Affleck in the Batman costume, and I believe he's fighting Superman.
So you saw this movie. You love this movie, is what you're saying.
Yeah, well, I mean, I saw the film. I do not recall hating it, but I might just be blocking it out.
That's possible.
I remember people talking very badly about it.
Yeah, that sounds possible. That
Yeah.
sounds, and this was Ben Affleck. Who else was in this? The Superman guy, Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were fighting each other, I think. Oh, so yeah, I mean, if 4.5 hours like that, that's a 1999er that you get your money's worth on, because you stop. You go do some things. You can revisit it. You'll rewind it a little to catch
Wow.
up.
That's a thorough experience you've just described.
Well, yeah, I mean, I tried to watch Tenet 3 times. I've never made it past 28 minutes.
Oh my God! No, I watched it. I watched it twice. I thought it was ridiculous.
There's an
I
issue.
can't believe I'm so late to the show.
There's an issue with the sound in Tenet. However they mixed it, if you don't put subtitles on, it is almost unintelligible. The way
Oh, yeah.
the way all the background audio is so high, and people's backs will be turned to the camera, and it's like, how are you supposed to know?
And they're like whispering and shit.
What did they say?
I find that kind of thing infuriating.
Well, that's why I've only made it 28 minutes in twice.
Oh my God.
Twice.
The science doesn't make any sense. The whole thing is that if you reverse the entropy of an object, it will start going backwards in time.
Okay, so my head's gonna explode.
No, but that doesn't make any
for
sense.
For somebody who knows a little bit about real science.
Exactly. Yeah. Reverse the entropy.
Oh my God, my brain.
Oh, that's super easy though, right?
Oh yeah, we do that at work.
Yeah, just totally smash cells back together,
Yeah,
right? No
yeah,
big
yeah.
deal. All right, doctor, what do you got next?
Okay, so the LA City Attorney is filing a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against an underground nightclub called LA Party Society.
Yeah, look at this.
Has been operating out of a warehouse in the Fashion District. So it's like this secret underground club that's been going on since COVID quarantine that was run through an Instagram account, and somebody messaged the Instagram account about the lawsuit, and a person who answered was like, "Is this for real?" Like, I don't even think they knew that they were getting sued.
Well, the guy who does the person who does
It's just so funny.
the person who does promotions
Like,
may not be.
But I mean, he's got to know that it's illegal.
Well, yeah, I mean, they definitely. I mean, there's zero confusion about them
like,
thinking
everybody
it's
knows.
legal or illegal.
Yeah.
Wait,
but-
I still didn't follow. Wait, there's an underground party warehouse that
In
was-
downtown,
Yeah.
that's been bumping, I guess.
Yeah, they've had rap artists
Uh-huh.
and exotic pole dancers. Patrons could smoke hookahs and purchase alcohol from a full bar.
Oh, and their Instagram account is how they got found out.
Yeah, that's how. Well, no, because that's how I guess they advertised. And the police and the LA City Attorney have been investigating them and have brought in a lawsuit. And I guess when either the article, like the reporter tried to contact them about the lawsuit, the person who answers the Instagram account had no idea what was happening.
Well, this is okay. There's a couple things that I found extremely troubling about this that I never heard anything, and I have a lot of Persian friends, and this seems like a Persian.
Are you mad that you weren't invited?
What is?
At one time, yeah. Well, they're smoking hookah. Like that's a dead giveaway. Like
I mean, there were also like people getting shot, which is not
and there
super
are people getting shot.
Is that a super Persian thing?
Yeah, killing people while smoking.
well,
Definitely.
no, but it's a very nightclub thing.
I guess.
That is a much more of a nightclub 3 a.m. thing. But yeah, there'd been some shootings. I'm just surprised I had never heard about it from
Maybe
anybody.
you're not as hip as you used to be.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely not. Well, at this weight, I'm much less hip. I can tell you, my hip hurts
You
much
have more hip
yeah,
issues.
Yeah, I have more hip issues than any fucking thing. So, okay, I'm gonna put this back up on the screen. Look at this place. This is what they're showing where it was.
Okay.
This place doesn't look unfamiliar to me, but LA used to have some real cool, grimy places to party.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been to some of those. They
Yeah,
were fun.
yeah. And that looks totally like a place I would have seen if someone was like, yo, my buddy has a band. It'll be packed. I got those backs. We can go backstage. There'll be free drinks. It'll go to like 5 a.m. All right, that looks like the place I would expect to go to.
Yeah.
Right?
It's just in COVID, that's not allowed anymore.
No. Of course. I mean, that's, yeah. And, oh, man. And the thing is, it's like, I don't know how much of this I'm missing out on also. Like, that's a big thing. Like, I miss some of the social things of LA that, God, I don't.
Yeah, like going outside and hanging out.
Yeah, like I miss them a lot, and I just don't know. I don't know even who's hip or what's hip anymore. Which is I find a little sad. Like when I read this, I was like, man, not one invite, not one in person being like, yo, B, all the shit you've done for me all these years, right? Nothing.
Shame on you.
Shame.
I have no sympathy for you.
The doctor.
Okay.
What? I don't need your sympathy. I need your news, doctor.
Another favorite of the Brian Moreno Show, Florida woman, has been arrested
Love it.
for striking her sister with a Christmas decoration
Look at this.
at 2 a.m. So Shirley Rogers, pictured, age 55, was arguing with her boyfriend when her sister tried to diffuse the situation, but Shirley was not having any of that. She grabbed a Christmas cone and struck her sister in the torso. And the weapon was described as a beaded cone tree used for decoration.
Now, look at the cone that they actually put next to her.
There's 2 cones. There's a cone below.
Yeah. Like,
the bottom one looks like it would hurt more.
have either of you ever seen anything like that before?
This looks like
I had to be
janky.
like, what is a Christmas cone?
Yeah,
As a Jewish person, this just sounds like some nonsense.
Yeah, what is it? It's just like it seems like some sort of like janky Florida ornament or something.
I mean, probably.
Yeah, I don't know what.
I think it's just a style of decoration that people like, I guess.
Okay, now this woman. Okay, let's be clear. This woman looks pissed, right? She looks slightly like she has like a bit of a
broke
cone.
her Christmas cone.
Nah, she got a bit of a cone head to her.
That's true.
I think that's
Right?
a little bit of a stretch.
Look how long her forehead is, and you have the length
it's
of the
not
hair
coney.
puffing. Look at that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a 5 head plus the puff.
But that doesn't make it a cone.
It's
Makes it
more of an
a
oval.
barrel.
Sure, it's more of an oval
Yeah.
than a cone.
I mean, she doesn't
but,
look good. I'll give you that.
Well, no, she looked like.
I'd
Look,
say
if,
she's a 5.
I mean, she looks like she got in a fight at 2 a.m. and has now been arrested.
if I saw her coming at Richard with one of those Christmas trees, I don't think I would get in the way. I would fear for my life too much. I would say, no, she's hopefully cover the organs.
That hurts. You wouldn't take a Christmas
yeah,
cone for me?
cover the vital organs. I agree.
I expect you to get in front of me, bend over, and take it.
I would. God, I would hope to kick her and maybe slow her down.
Yeah,
but
maybe
I would have
bust
to
one of her kneecaps.
step to the.
I would tell her that Richard's allowed on our expedition to space,
And this
that he should be
happened?
left alone.
Right. I would sleep with her. You know.
Now, you know what's funny to me is that she was arguing with her boyfriend, and then her sister tried to break it up, and that's when she stabbed her sister.
She didn't stab her. She struck her in the side. I don't know if there was any.
Okay, well, that's
she
when
had
she
a small vertical cut, and that was
sounds similar to what a stabbing would be described.
It sounds like a paper cut.
Okay, but she busted her sister with this Christmas tree because she tried to break up the fight with the boyfriend.
Well, I mean, it sounds like she was pissed.
Now, what do you think the boyfriend, if you're the boyfriend, Richard, what do you do? If that's your lady
and
you're fighting
yeah.
and her sister's like, trying to break it up, trying to save you.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, if I'm dating this woman, I have problems of my own already, Like, what is it that, shit, this is the best I can do? This is the woman that provides me comfort,
Yeah.
I'm codependent with this woman. What brought me there?
Oh, man.
I just hope it turns into a threesome, basically,
So, yeah, so you are hoping that at 2 a.m. you can flip this and flip this aggression into some sexual tension.
As a man in a situation with women, you always have to ask yourself, can I flip this? And it's just like, yeah, okay, this is a chess game, but can I flip this?
Wow. Wow. This is, this was one of my favorite stories because her look.
Yeah, she looks like Heather Graham in 50 years.
Ooh, not the wars, but the.
She looks like she's trying to make her lips look fuller for her mugshot. She's all like,
And my favorite thing about our friends here at the Smoking Gun, they close out this hard-hitting article with
Every time a joke. I love it.
the arrest affidavit does not indicate whether the beaded Christmas cone was seized as evidence.
Every time a joke. I love it.
Like I would have never thought of that, like in 1,000 years. I love this website and the people at the Smoking Gun so much. All right, Doctor, what do you got next?
There is a change.org petition to have Amber Heard taken off Aquaman 2, and the signatures are piling up.
But this is
a story that we are all following very closely at the Brian Moreno Show, the
no,
disintegration of both Johnny Depp and Amber Heard as they destroy each other.
yeah, I think it's pretty amazing. But like, she's gotten like how many? 2 million? Is it hitting? How many signatures? This
2
is
million, upwards of 2 million.
Yeah, like that's.
I mean, I say in interest of fairness, like he lost a job, she should lose a job.
I agree. Yeah.
1.7 million have signed it. Okay, now he lost a job. She lost. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm saying
Yeah.
he lost his job, and so she should lose a job because I think clearly both of them are at fault here.
Well, they're definitely both at fault. 100%
Yeah,
on that.
100%.
Okay, now here's the change.org. They have her next to Jason Momoa right here.
They should have a thumbs up for Jason Momoa.
Yeah, 1.7. Look, it's just dopping up right there. That. It's moving as we're talking. Now, I don't have any feelings either way whether she stays in the movie. But that being said, if she does get removed, she's done. She'll never.
I don't know.
If she's done, like she'll only get booked in like the small little dumpies.
I mean, I think she's already done.
Probably.
She only has this job because she already has a contract. And like the big old can of crazy that everybody sees, like they don't want that on set.
Yeah. I don't mind if she's done. I mean,
I
never
never
excited.
even saw
Yeah.
Aquaman 1.
Neither did I. And I don't think that we're missing much.
Well, the reason I didn't see Aquaman is because that was part of the Entourage storyline, and Entourage just got so cornball towards the end. I just had no interest in seeing the Aquaman. Does that make any sense? Did you see Entourage? Anyone here?
Yeah, I, in
And remember-
retrospect, can't believe how I tolerated such a chauvinistic show.
Well, it became towards the end so ridiculous, being from here. So like, I could not. I could not.
Would not.
I refused. I mean, granted, I got my SAG card because of the film, but that doesn't really mean anything. And he'll never get it. Like, that was the biggest waste of money I've never seen money like that just being wasted on a movie.
how much did it cost?
It didn't make, whatever it cost, it definitely didn't make it back.
And what was your involvement in the film?
I was just in a party scene. I was one of the actors in Vincent Chase's movie.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I had a scene where he was directing me, and then they brought me back for the party at the end of the opening, the movie, and it was so funny.
You could play that part, a guy who parties.
Well, we were just in like the hot tub, and they had the Avion tequila, and like there was party scenes, and the extras had just like opened the tequila bottles. And it was just drinking, and people were like wasted, and they made this announcement. Nobody opened tequila. And then people they're like, people will be measuring the levels. And they were still like drinking it and then pouring water from the hot tub back into the bottle.
Oh, that's so smart.
It was unbelievable. And that was my involvement.
I just want to give a shout out to a better petition I recently signed
Yes.
to have LeVar Burton take over Jeopardy because I loved reading Rainbow.
Yes.
Well, I just
It's
don't.
in the
I
book.
I just don't know how fast. I have to hear him talk. I haven't heard LeVar talk in years.
You think
I
he's,
don't know
slowed
if
down or
It may have. His articulation may not be what it needs to be. His ability to articulate at a high speed, you know.
I just think he should be given a chance, given how good he was with helping me learn to read as a
Well,
child.
okay, let's bring him in the let's bring him
Yeah.
in the studio.
Yeah. LeVar Burton, you are
Yeah.
invited.
I see because he used to be very calming.
Yeah, I
like,
just think
And that might be too. That might
that,
be
that might
too.
not work for Jeopardy. like,
Yeah.
they'd all fall asleep.
and now double Jeopardy.
No. Yeah, it's like what? Yeah, like what? Like pick it up.
We're not in kindergarten anymore,
what
LeVar.
are you doing? Like,
I remember like an episode where he was just like talking about monarch butterflies, and like that episode just comes back to me every once in a while.
I wish I had specific reading Rainbow memories. I do not. I have specific like Israeli Sesame Street memories.
I only remember to be the flower that like turned into something at reading.
Yeah, the beginning.
Rainbow,
it was
reading.
so good. Everybody loves it.
But that's
Take
all
a
that's
look.
all I know. Like,
It's in
yeah.
a book.
Yeah, it's just so
reading
soothing.
Rainbow. Yeah.
oh yeah, see that's
Yeah. Takes you back.
can do anything.
all right, doctor. What you got?
Okay. So I'm assuming everybody in studio has heard the Tom Cruise rant.
no.
Oh.
Please tell.
Well, so Tom Cruise, a clip of him screaming at staff on the set of the new Mission Impossible for breaking COVID restrictions was leaked.
Really?
And he is screaming and cursing and clearly just losing his mind. And apparently, as soon as that leaked, he had another outburst. And now 5 people at least have quit.
Yes, 5. Let me see if this comes up here.
I mean, was there any validity to what he was saying?
I think so. So they've had a lot of issues with filming. There's been COVID going on all over the place in Europe. They had an outbreak on set, and he saw some people breaking protocol. And some, I think I heard an interview with George Clooney. He's like, I wouldn't go about it this way, but like, I get it. Like, everything falls on him, and he's been busting his hump. And if people are being, blasé about the rules, like, he can understand how it would piss him off.
Yeah, I get it.
But it also brings a certain tension to the set that you don't really want to be around that energy.
If Tom Cruise was yelling at me, I would probably melt.
I mean, he's shorter than me, so I don't think it would bother me that much.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get this audio to
highness.
pull up. Now,
Yes, I am, especially in my work clogs.
now understand like he goes off. He's yelling.
Yeah, he's like
He
really
got-
mad.
I'm on the phone every night with
Yeah.
studios and insurance companies, and I'm gonna try to get it up right here.
I'd love
And
to hear a little bit.
he goes bananas.
That
Like,
is an
he's-
accurate characterization. He does go bananas.
Yeah, and I just thought, I was like, man, could you imagine working for Allstate? Okay, here you go. I'm gonna pull it up for you. Here we go. Let's see.
But it's not.
Here we go.
It's just audio.
Oh. I agree with him.
I mean, I think it's great that he's defending the fact that
Yeah.
he's giving people jobs.
Yeah, and this is not a crazy Scientologist rant. Yeah, I'm on board.
The-
Is the guy laughing while
Yeah,
he's
I think
recording
you
it?
can hear somebody laughing.
Yeah. What were they doing? Just like not wearing masks or something?
I don't think that those details have been released.
Oh, okay. I get the gist of it.
Yeah, so that's, he's right about a lot of stuff, and he just, the way he yells is so
so intense.
reminiscent of the Oprah jumping on the couches. Like, he's got to get a little, like, he's a professional actor. He needs a little more range in his yelling. Right? Like, he's got, right there, that was great, but sometimes the messenger can kill the message.
Yeah.
Just reminds me of being in the OR.
Why? Who would that be?
Surgeons in New York just
Yelling?
Yeah.
And that's how they are? You're gone and you're gone.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're intense people. And like Tom Cruise has short man syndrome.
Mhm,
He's
like I said.
super, and he's got to fucking drive everything home. But yeah, I get it. Like, he's too angry for the message, but I mean, whatever,
But you don't
dude.
know how many times he already yelled at them. You don't know what they were doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think, he's super angry, but I don't think everyone should be like, oh, Tom yelled. I'm so scared. Like, just don't fuck around.
well, no, I mean,
Don't put hot tub water in the tequila bottles.
See it. I can see
absolutely.
it.
Well, absolutely. I think that people should be appreciative that they're working right now. Very
and I
appreciative.
think that he makes really good points about what they're doing gives other people jobs at home, and everyone's struggling, and you shouldn't put that in jeopardy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's. I mean,
Because that shoot is already having a lot of problems.
I can't wait to see that movie. I mean, the special effects are going to be
I want him to
awesome.
bring that intensity into the
Yeah,
scene.
if he's yelling like that in a leaked cell phone
Yeah,
video,
he's committing.
Imagine what the movie's
but
gonna
it's like every Tom Cruise movie, it's the same. He breaks an
Yes.
ankle doing his own stunts. It's like, dude, just don't do your own stunts anymore.
It's the
Like,
short man syndrome.
there's so
This
many
is why we're never
people
going to go
that-
to space. It's because of the ego.
that you could get to do the jump from the helicopter to the hotel onto the motorcycle. like, there's a lot of people that could do that. Like, just, and don't have some range in the yelling. He's got to take, because he doesn't have the bassy voice. He goes, he got a little more steady, and he knows this. He's a professional thespian.
Wait, I just realized, did Hazel start barking because of Tom Cruise
I
yelling?
think so.
She might have
yeah,
heard.
I think she heard the yelling and it upset her. So.
Yeah, I think it's a doctor. What you got next?
Okay, so a retailer in Japan has come up with a new take on face masks with hyper-realistic masks that model a stranger's features in
Look
3 dimensions.
At this guy.
So it says the masks won't protect you against COVID, but they will lend you the exact appearance of an unidentified Japanese adult.
Now,
They
don't.
cost $1,000.
Which I would say that looks like $1,000 mask.
Yeah.
Oh, it sure does. Now, hold on.
I think
doctor.
that's a lot for something that's not going to protect you from COVID.
Well, yeah, don't you think they could add a little strip of some fabric to protect you from
I think
COVID?
for an extra like $200, throw
Yeah.
in a little filter.
throw in a COVID
yeah,
option.
yeah.
Like, that is unbelievable.
It's
You can
like-
still put a mask on top of that mask.
Oh, yeah.
I guess you could.
You
but,
could
then,
actually
all that
trip-
artistry would be covered.
And the eyes, though, it looks like the eyes are only open through that little pin. Is that, doctor, medically, is that all you need to see is 2 little pinholes?
Yeah, well, that's where the light goes in through your pupil.
Yeah, but is that enough light?
It depends on the ambient of the light,
It
because
seems dark.
Well, I
It's-
think the room would be light if it's
It's
small.
gonna get a little muggy inside there.
Yeah. And then secondly, I would like if my face were the option for this.
Of course you do.
No, I think that would be like unknown comedian,
Retired.
unknown retired comedian mask.
I think we should make those as merch, you know?
I think that's a good Halloween costume for 2021.
Well, I just don't think that on that Japanese guy, that's a little off-putting, that guy's face. I think
I think we're wading into murky waters now.
want to get a
Thank God it's not a black mask. I mean,
No,
okay,
a change.org.
My pager's going off.
Change.org petition to get Brian's face on the mask. We're pushing.
You should just piggyback off the Amber Heard petition.
Well,
Throw an earmark on there.
Piggyback off anything I can to get this show off the ground,
Sure.
Doctor. What do you got next?
Okay, so Ghislaine Maxwell, another story we follow.
Well, a lot of people do.
Yeah, but I think, for continuity for our fans,
Sure.
perk up.
she's back.
So I went through a few rabbit holes on her today because of reading about this. But apparently she has refused to say who she's married to for a long time.
Which is crazy,
Which
right?
I think is totally crazy. And I think it's crazy that they can't just
How are there no
figure
court
it
documents?
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's reported to be a very rich tech CEO who I had never heard of, but Scott Borgerson. And so they're trying to offer this $28.5 million bail package, which is their entire net worth.
This is unheard of.
Yeah, because she just wants to get out of there so badly.
Now, okay. This is a sketch of Ghislaine Maxwell right here, the court sketch.
Yeah, it doesn't look.
I'm
that
assuming the court sketch artist is a college undergrad, maybe second-year art student.
Her eyes look very squidgy.
I would be so mad if I were her, and
at her
that
eyebrows.
and that was.
And why is she crying liner from one eye?
It's just that's who are these artists? What do they pay?
No, she looks like an El Salvadorian woman.
What do they pay for this piece of art?
I think it's great.
Look at. I mean, her eyebrows.
it captures the despair.
It does, but her eyebrows, considering she's been in prison as long as they have, still look
Somebody
very
really botched
shapely.
them. Yeah,
no,
but
they still
those are
look
botched.
They look good for being in. I would expect bushes.
Someone waxed half of it. This is a bad wax job.
Okay, so they offered 20. Let's get to the news. 28 million.
Yeah.
28.5 million. The spouse
So it's
is
a
tech
$22.5
CEO
million
Scott.
bond.
And who's Scott? What does he do? What?
So they lived somewhere in Massachusetts.
What?
So he is an American. He runs a company that I
don't know.
I gotta look this up. I clicked the wrong thing. I'm sorry.
See, so she's just trying to get out for 25 million.
Yeah,
now,
so she would go home with a GPS monitor on.
Okay.
She'd be followed by.
Sure. Now, Richard, do you think she has do you think she's got information on people?
On Epstein, yeah, of course.
No, not just Epstein, the prince of
Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton,
Yeah,
the
Donald
Dutch,
Trump.
the Dutch of York, right?
Oh, Prince Andrew.
Yeah.
Prince Andrew, right?
It's a duke.
You got it. Him too.
She
Fuck
seems
'em
very
up.
powerful.
So.
Yeah, when she yells, it's probably even worse than Tom Cruise, dude. She
No, but do you think she's really got inside info on these people? Do you think she's gonna rat?
I think she knows something.
Well, what's the issue though? She won't pay. What is the
No,
money?
she's offering 24, everything that
Every bit of money that they have to their name so that she can just get out of prison while awaiting trial.
plus an extra million from
Yeah.
her firm, which sounded shady to me. It's
Yeah.
That's her bail.
no, that's what they're offering
Yeah.
for bail. She right now like nothing. She's got no bail, no bond.
Yeah, she's just like in solitary
Oh,
confinement. So
and
they are offering up everything they have to try to get her out on bail.
Uh-huh.
Which she's such a flight risk. I mean,
And then if she leaves, they lose it all.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
so that's why it's like her husband is supposedly a CEO of what company?
I
Did
can't
we find?
figure it out.
So he's a
I'm
secret
doing a
CEO.
bad job.
But like,
of
do you
being
think
the
she's got
researcher.
information on like the Clinton? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. And what else-
Cargo Metrics is his company.
I
ain't
think it's
never
so
heard of
hard to
it.
prove anything these days. Like she would have had to have some special documents of.
Well, some tapes or something. You
Tapes,
got to have
tapes, yeah.
tapes or something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's something where Bill Clinton is molesting a small girl or something.
I mean, they were into such shady stuff though, and they definitely
Yeah, they were unchecked, dude.
they definitely had so much shady shit going
On that island.
Well, not just the island, out there in New Mexico and everywhere, like everywhere, and so many people were in and out. So many people. It's like, I don't know if she I mean, she has to know things, but I don't know if she got tapes. I don't know if she got real hard evidence or other than just hearsay, because it's like you can tell.
What are they trying her for right now?
Well, yeah. What is her
I think
actual
it's
charge?
like her, like, being an accessory to everything that Epstein did.
An accessory to
like
Epstein.
sex trafficking, underage girls, all that stuff.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, no, I don't think she has any more information like than on Epstein. You know, she probably knows a bunch of that stuff. She probably has records, but I don't really think she's got a bunch of other juice.
I don't think so either. I just think it's impossible.
Yeah, I bet the Russians have more information.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's probably true.
Yeah,
Yeah. Right.
the Russians know everything. The Russians know your dick size, dude.
All right, doctor. What do you got next?
Okay, so a treasure hunter has been stuck in jail for supposedly refusing to reveal the location of 500 gold coins missing from a historic shipwreck.
Like, I like this story. Now, this guy's been in jail a long time.
5 years. So he is a research scientist, Tommy Thompson.
Look at this guy.
And he was hired. So some of
photo.
this doesn't add up because it says that a group of 161 investors paid him $12.7 million to search for this ship of gold. And then they're claiming that he absconded with the treasure and was like in hiding for years in Florida. And they're saying that he won't tell them where these coins are, and it says they're estimated to be worth $2 to $4 million. I'm like, why'd they spend $12.7 million for something less than that? That doesn't add up to me.
Well,
so.
it sounds like he stole their money.
Yeah,
Is
that's
what
what
it's-
the surface sounds like.
Sounds like-
That's what it sounded
He's
like.
claiming that his claims are insane because he's saying that he now suffers from a rare form of chronic fatigue syndrome that has caused him issues with his short-term memory and he doesn't remember.
Wow, what a good. Is that a side effect?
No, that sounds like a bunch
says
of
you,
nonsense.
doctors.
I forgot.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So what is
Anything where you're in court arguing a rare form of something it rings a few red flags.
It's my dog ate my homework.
Yeah.
Wow. So say I found the treasure and wanted to forget where it was. What would be a good disease they claim besides amnesia?
I'm not. Amnesia's not a real disease. It's a symptom
Of something else.
of something else. So you could have like a brain injury. And there's different kinds of amnesia. There's retrograde amnesia and
this guy just said
anterograde
he's just
amnesia.
tired all the time and
Yeah,
forgot.
he like doesn't remember. It's just like
Wow, that's
I'm
beautiful.
so tired.
I forgot. That's actually a beautiful excuse.
I stayed up too late. I watched Tenet 3 times, and I just forgot.
Yeah, I made it 28 minutes into Tenet.
Yeah,
and
so he's been held in jail for being in contempt of court because he originally agreed to say where everything was, and they've been fining him $1,000 a day, and now owes $1.8 million in fines.
yeah, like he's never gonna be able to pay the fines. I never found the coins. Like that's crazy.
So I don't I feel kind of bad for him that maybe he just doesn't know where he took all their money and he's like there's no treasure.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and he
now
just
he's
can't admit that there's no treasure. He's in too deep.
Yeah.
in the
So he's just in
treasure
jail.
You got it.
So when they're going through court, instead of him being like, okay,
I'm so
spend the
sleepy.
money. I'm so tired because I've been partying with your $12 million. I'm
It
sorry.
just doesn't make sense why we would spend more than what's available.
I think that's like the historical value of the doubloons, right?
Well, no, I mean,
No.
there's treasure hunting is.
Gold
Clearly,
coins.
I know nothing about treasure hunting.
No, treasure hunting is not only extremely expensive when you find it in those kind of waters like that. You basically you got to steal it. If they report it, you're not going to get anything. So the state wants it if it's real. The state of Florida wants it itself. And if he did find the treasure, there would be, he didn't just dig it up himself. Like there was more.
He had a team of people.
Yeah,
with
there would
him.
be. That's the
He's
thing.
not like a guy with
he
a
just spent.
rowboat.
He's like, George, I got a job for you, $100,000.
I played a video game like this.
Yeah,
but
and then you have
he
to.
did not end up in jail.
Well, yeah. Did you abscond off?
We
with-
absconded with all the treasure.
Oh, this, and this is a very big treasure hunting show and host, to be clear.
Play the Uncharted series on PlayStation if you like treasure hunting.
Well, see, there you go. We didn't get to the bottom of the news story, but you did get some gaming advice. Doctor.
So here is sort of a reverse story where the treasure comes to you because a ghost boat laden with cocaine has washed up on the shore of the Marshall Islands.
This is great.
So the Marshall Islands are in the Pacific. I didn't know that. But
I had to look it up also.
5.5 meter fiberglass vessel was found on the shore containing 1,400 pounds of cocaine hidden in a compartment beneath the deck.
This is a lot of cocaine.
And they think that this could have been drifting for a year or two. And they said that many times things from the Americas will wash up on the shore of the Marshall Islands, and that other stashes of drugs have done the same thing, but that this is by far the biggest. But
Like,
I
look
think
at
they
that.
incinerated all of it.
Well, yeah, I
and
mean-
sent some to America to the DEA for an analysis.
Yeah, I mean,
What a goody two shoes.
Yeah, what a waste.
what-
Let's
well,
burn the cocaine.
Well, okay, there's a couple things. Like, it could.
It's old.
No. I mean, it's definitely old. It's definitely old. But
It's been
I
wet.
don't know what kind of mold
Yeah, it's
is
been
gonna
wet.
form in there, and like
a lot of
the
moisture.
moisture from the salt water.
Yeah.
Like that's.
It looks pretty grimy.
Well, this is a very fascinating story because stuff like this happens all the time.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna grow a jellyfish in your lungs or something if you snort that shit.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
another good excuse
It may
for
be
court.
it may be slimy.
That's how it gave me my chronic fatigue syndrome.
Like, look at that. Like that
so
has been
tired.
in there a while.
Yes, it has.
That's not freshy freshums.
Oh my god. How does
No,
that-
that's moldy cocaine.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Somebody
somebody just let this boat go. They're like, how many
well,
boats did we
well,
have?
no,
Killed,
like
I don't know.
they could have been on the boat and died.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
like a pirate
Yeah.
situation?
Well, no, they could have
No,
been.
if they
Oh,
got lost and then
Yeah, well, they-
starved and then fell in the water, who knows?
Whatever
Yeah.
they're
Got
trying. Yeah,
shot.
they're trying to make their way from I don't know Cuba to America. Then from there with that, or somewhere in the Bahamas, where they've made it close enough where they could take a smaller dinghy, but you hit bad weather.
Mm-hmm.
Some people
Yeah.
have such different lives than I lead. You know what I mean? Like, I have never been on a dinghy in the in the Pacific
With
on a boat.
1,400 keys.
Yeah.
That's
Still on my bucket list.
just, yeah, and that's a different. Yeah, that's a very different life. But that's the thing. It could have been police. They could have thought and they dove on and jumped off.
Yeah,
and it was nobody.
Yeah.
Or just bad, like they hit bad weather. And they get thrown off, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden you're in the middle of the Pacific.
Dude, I cannot imagine it being on a boat in the middle of the Pacific. Like, it's
Alone?
with no direction, no directions, no power.
compass, just a raft. Can
Yeah,
you imagine?
no, that's a nightmare scenario.
Because it probably had a little motor. Maybe the motor dies. You're done. You're just going with the current. The current blows you out the ocean.
Dude, the ocean at night, oh my God. It's
So
Very
quiet.
scary.
very scary.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean that would be. I couldn't imagine. It had to be like the homeowner found it. Like they didn't say who found it. But if you were like out with your kids on a walk on the beach.
Well, it wasn't like just out in the dinghy. Like they had to rip it open. It was hidden.
Oh, so the dinghy crashed.
Yeah.
And somebody was probably
Well, somebody
just
probably called to like have it taken away, and then they're like, "Oh, another drug boat."
They were filming an episode of Below the Deck.
below. Yeah.
I like that show.
Wow. Wow. All right, doctor, last one. What do you got?
Okay, so Vanessa Bryant's mother is hitting her with a $5 million lawsuit.
Yeah, this is big time.
Okay, so poor Vanessa Bryant is saying that, I mean, basically her mother sounds awful from her perspective because the mother is suing her saying that she was never paid by Vanessa and Kobe, may he rest in peace, for services as a personal assistant and nanny to their 4 children, and that Kobe had promised to take care of her for the rest of her life, but because he died, these promises have been broken. And I just want to read this whole statement from Vanessa Bryant because
Yes.
it's awful. So she's saying that her mother is trying to find ways to extort her. She's like, I've supported her for years. She was never our assistant. She was a grandma. Like, we paid to have her live nearby. She watched my kids every once in a while, like most grandparents do. She was not a nanny. I supported her. And now she wants to back charge me $96 an hour for working 12 hours a day for 18 years that she did not do. Yeah.
Her mom just wants to get
And her
money
mom's
from
just
her?
trying to like extort her.
I
And it's like, I know people who like have family members like this that they like can't stop taking care of them even though they're so awful.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And so she's like,
It's like, oh, it's my
I give her
mother.
everything.
Yeah.
And it's still not enough. And she's just trying to embarrass us.
Oh, you gotta cut her off.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
like, my husband and I have never discouraged or kept her from providing herself. This lawsuit is frivolous, disgraceful, and unimaginably hurtful. My husband never promised her anything, and he would be disappointed in her behavior.
Now this is. Oh man, it's like
It's like salt in the wound, you know?
this
Like,
is one of those
poor
things. Like
woman.
I don't know how you come to the total of $95 an hour. I have been working on that all day. Okay, for how many years?
12, I think she said.
And how old the kids are?
Yes.
So you're obviously getting a prorated rate on for one of the kids. Oh, I'm sorry, that was too soon.
Yeah.
It's never too soon here.
Right.
No, it wasn't fast enough, in my opinion.
Yeah, you have to
Okay.
think. I mean, that's very.
She says, as of 10 years ago, our kids were full-time students and athletes, and I didn't have another child until 2016. Her claims are obviously fake.
Wow. So maybe, I mean, grandma cost of inflation, things but
In
my,
a healthy family, grandmaing should not come with a bill.
well, I'm just wondering, because my grandma is pretty fantastic. She's still with us. Her mind isn't quite right. But if I could talk to her about what she thinks she's owed per hour.
I don't think she'd want anything because she's a sweetheart.
No, she is, but I'm not guessing no way she's up in the stratosphere of 95. That's a
No way. Your grandma.
that's a
like,
halfway decent
She
lawyer
would
right
say
there.
hugs and kisses, you know? Like, that's what a grandma should say.
$95 an hour.
I think your grandma is probably $35 an hour. That's what I would.
That's
think.
high. Even I thought I would say my grandma's very reasonable though too.
Yeah, I don't think
Very
your grandma would
reasonable.
want money. She would just want love.
Everybody wants money.
But like, if we had to put from my grandma, we have to put a number on this.
Yeah, we
I
quantify
abstain.
everything here. Hey, as a doctor and scientist, I think you should want to quantify.
I abstain.
Yeah, so
I'm not an actuary.
I say 95, like 96 an hour. I'm sorry.
I'll take whatever insurance is paying.
I apologize. $96 per hour, 12-hour days. Now that's some intense grandmaing.
Yeah, that's
Like that's because my grandma was good, but she's given maybe
That's yeah.
5 to 6, and then I'm
I still
nap.
think 5 to 6 is a lot.
But you're napping. Like, what is she hovering over the napping children?
I don't know.
And there's
the
no way you
details
can
of her
charge
nanny
that kind of
style.
rate for the 12. Like, does that include overtime? Like, how? Because an 8-hour workday. Plus, you're doing 4 hours on top of that. No, that's some horror.
Yeah, I don't know what she must have been doing. Just watching Lion King over and over and over with them. I mean,
Yeah, like how many times? Like how many Disney movies? She obviously is not a Barney fan. You'd have to pay me 96 an hour to watch some of that crap. I can understand that.
She's just mad about the content.
I've thought about this. How do you get to that number?
I had to watch the shittiest programming for my whole life.
Yeah, $96 an hour. That's
The audacity is amazing. Sorry your husband died. I want
Yeah,
your
where's my
money,
money?
but it's the
bitch.
12. The 96 and 12 is pretty spectacular. Maybe she's starting high, and this is basic negotiating. Like,
I can't imagine.
I've gone through.
The whole thing is sad.
I used to work at a company where the payroll lady was giving herself a bonus of $150,000 every quarter, and she
I
Yeah.
assume that this was caught.
she got away with it for 3 years. She left the company for some reason, got away with it for a year. Then she filed for unemployment and listed her salary as like $500,000 a year. And that's when they investigated her and put her in jail.
Why didn't she just stay at the job and keep her mouth shut?
I don't know. She's a stupid.
Some
stupid
people again, ego.
While she filed for unemployment.
Exactly, with the $500,000
Yeah,
salary.
that's crazy.
Wow.
For payroll? Oh, that's a red flag.
Wow.
Yeah, that's like, what's
She's-
wrong with people?
Dude, she must have got, because she bought like 5 houses or something up in the Bay Area in Pacifica. And so I think maybe she was like, fuck, I need
Where
money.
was this? I think I need to
This was in San
investigate
Francisco.
this job.
But that's like the
opportunity.
HBO.
The company was called Autonomy. Yeah, they got bought by Hewlett Packard. Yeah.
Wow. So that's like the HBO movie where like the teachers are paying, or the teachers are.
that town is right near where I grew up, 2 towns over.
Yeah, so I mean, but people, that's a scam. People have been pulling for,
Mm-hmm.
but to go back and get unemployment, that is something that.
That's when you pushed God too far with your luck.
Yeah, I mean,
you know?
people just get so cocky. It's like Epstein. You just act like you got away with it for so long. You think you're not going to get caught, and you get sloppy.
Yeah,
Oh,
you get sloppy.
The ego.
you do, but you do now. I don't I don't condone any of that. It's just some of these people are put into. They're given so much trust with so little oversight, and that can be a very dangerous mix for people who do have ego issues, or or you start to have what they call in poker stack envy, where you start to see what other people have and start to get envious of it, instead of just being happy or content or understanding what you have and trying to build it. You just become envious of others, and you make a lot of poor choices in accordance.
Wow, we just learned so much. That was so like a
Yeah,
metaphor for life.
I mean, this is a hard-hitting news show. This is actually the most hard-hitting. Trust me, I watch more news than everyone in here combined, and this is the hardest-hitting news show I've seen in years.
Brian Moreno 360.
That's a good name. Is it used? Is it open?
I
check
think
the
just pick
trademark.
another variable of 180,
Okay. Let's.
right? 720.
Yeah, it's three
No.
180s.
Let's. There's gotta be like hardball with Brian Moreno, Richard Sarvate. No, that's good.
That sounds good. Hardball?
Yeah.
That sounds. If that's
Maybe
not-
ball hard.
No, hardball is Chris Matthews.
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I was like, you guys watch that little news?
No, I think we get it.
Well, this has been informative, Dr. Abby. Thank you so much, Richard Sarvate.
Yeah.
Thank you. I hope you guys had fun.
Always.
Always.
Oh, I had a steamy good time.
I mean, do you have enough stuff to talk about this week? Like new information, Richard?
Oh yeah. No, I won't be quiet at the cabin.
Excellent.
A couple things.
Wonderful. Well, have a wonderful day. Thank you all very much. Stay healthy, and we'll be back next Thursday.